In the darkness of space, the human exploration ship Aegis drifted silently towards an uncharted sector of the galaxy. Captain William Morgan stood on the bridge, staring out at the swirling nebula through the viewport. The vast expanse of stars and colorful gases filled him with a sense of awe and trepidation. "Captain, we're approaching the coordinates," said Lieutenant Sarah Kim, the ship's navigator. Morgan nodded. "Excellent. Prepare to initiate orbital scan. Let's see what secrets this sector holds." The crew of the Aegis had been on a year-long mission to explore beyond known space, seeking new worlds and potential allies. The coordinates they were now approaching had been marked as highly promising by long-range probes. As the ship entered orbit around the mysterious planet, the sensors began to hum with activity. Data streamed in, showing signs of advanced technology and unusual energy readings. "Captain, I'm picking up something strange," said Dr. Elena Vasquez, the ship's science officer. "There's a large structure on the planet's surface, emitting a significant amount of energy." Morgan's interest piqued. "Any signs of life?" "Nothing conclusive yet, but the readings are odd. It's like nothing we've seen before." "All right, let's prepare a landing party. I want to see this up close," Morgan decided. The crew moved with practiced efficiency, and soon a small team was assembled. Captain Morgan, Dr. Vasquez, Lieutenant Kim, and a few security officers boarded a shuttle and descended towards the planet's surface. As they broke through the atmosphere, the structure came into view. It was massive, metallic, and alien in design. Strange symbols adorned its surface, and it pulsed with a faint blue light. "Whatever this is, it's ancient," Dr. Vasquez said, her eyes wide with fascination. "Keep your guard up," Morgan warned. "We don't know what we're dealing with." The shuttle landed near the structure, and the team disembarked, their weapons and scanners at the ready. The air was breathable, though tinged with an unfamiliar scent. As they approached the entrance, a low hum grew louder, resonating through the ground. Suddenly a blinding light enveloped them. Morgan shielded his eyes, but it was too late. When the light faded, they found themselves surrounded by towering insectoid creatures with chitinous armor and menacing mandibles. "Identify yourselves," one of the creatures demanded in a guttural voice. Captain Morgan stepped forward, trying to appear calm. "We're peaceful explorers from the planet Earth. We mean you no harm." The creature's eyes narrowed. "You are intruders. Prepare to be detained." Before Morgan could respond, the creatures moved with lightning speed. The team fought back, but their weapons were ineffective against the aliens' tough exoskeletons. Within moments, they were overpowered and taken captive. As the crew of the Aegis collected data from the mysterious planet, they found themselves in a nightmare. The insectoid creatures, known as the Krell, were unlike any foe humanity had ever encountered. Their technology was advanced, their tactics ruthless. The captured crew members were transported to a Krell warship, where they were stripped of their equipment and thrown into dank, dark cells. Captain Morgan's heart pounded as he assessed their dire situation. "Is everyone all right?" he asked, his voice echoing in the confined space. "A few bruises, but nothing serious," Lieutenant Kim replied, wincing as she rubbed her shoulder. Dr. Vasquez examined the cell door. "This material is incredibly strong. We're not getting out of here easily." Morgan clenched his fists. "We have to find a way. We can't let these creatures take us without a fight." Days turned into weeks as the crew remained imprisoned. They were fed just enough to keep them alive, and occasionally, Krell scientists would come to study them, taking notes and samples. The humans were determined to survive, but morale was low. One day, as they were being returned to their cells after another round of examinations, Morgan noticed something unusual. A small, cloaked figure darted through the shadows, slipping something into one of the cells before disappearing. "What was that?" Morgan whispered to Kim. "I don't know, but it looked like they left something behind," she replied. As soon as the guards were out of sight, Morgan approached the cell where the figure had stopped. Inside, he found a group of alien prisoners huddled together, examining a small metallic device. "Who are you?" Morgan asked. One of the aliens, a tall, blue-skinned being with multiple eyes, looked up. "We are prisoners like you. My name is Zara. That device is a prototype communicator we've been working on. It could help us coordinate an escape. Morgan's eyes widened. Can you make it work? Zara nodded. We've been gathering parts and information for months. With your help, we might stand a chance. Hope surged through Morgan. What do you need from us? Strength and numbers. The Krell are powerful, but they underestimate us. If we work together, we can overwhelm them, Zara explained. The humans and their newfound allies spent the next few days planning their escape. They communicated in whispers, using the device to relay messages between cells. They learned about the Krell's routines, their weaknesses, and the layout of the ship. The day of the escape arrived. The prisoners moved with coordinated precision, overpowering guards and disabling security systems. The Krell, caught off guard by the sudden uprising, struggled to contain the chaos. Captain Morgan and Zara led a group towards the hangar, where they hoped to find a ship. Blaster fire echoed through the corridors as they fought their way through. There, Zara shouted, pointing to a small, sleek vessel. That's our way out. The group sprinted towards the ship, fending off Krell soldiers along the way. Morgan fired his blaster, taking down an advancing Krell just as they reached the ramp. Get on board, he yelled. As the last of the prisoners boarded, Zara activated the ship's engines. The vessel lifted off, breaking free from the Krell warship and speeding into the vastness of space. We did it, Morgan said, breathing a sigh of relief as they entered hyperspace. But this is just the beginning, Zara replied, her expression determined. The Krell won't stop hunting us. We need to warn your people and prepare for the battles to come. Morgan nodded, his resolve hardening. Then let's get back to Earth and gear up for the fight of our lives. Captured and imprisoned on the Krell's warship, the surviving members of the Aegis found themselves in a nightmarish situation. The harsh metallic cells were cold and unyielding, and the air was thick with a stench of decay. Captain Morgan and his crew, now stripped of their equipment, sat huddled together, contemplating their fate. I can't believe we got caught like this, muttered Lieutenant Kim, frustration evident in her voice. Focus, Sarah, Morgan said calmly. We'll find a way out. We always do. Dr. Vasquez, observing the alien prisoners in nearby cells, noticed the diverse array of species. Look at them. The Krell have been hunting and capturing from all over the galaxy. One of the alien prisoners, a reptilian being with iridescent scales, approached the bars of his cell. Humans, he hissed in a surprisingly soft voice. You must be new here. I am Grek, from the Zolth. I'm Captain Morgan, he replied. We're from Earth. How long have you been here? Too long, Grek said with a sigh. The Krell are relentless. They capture us for their twisted experiments and sport. Morgan's eyes narrowed. We need to find a way to escape. Can you help us? Grek glanced around cautiously. There are others here who would fight if given the chance. We have a common enemy, human. Perhaps together we can achieve what none of us could alone. The next few days were spent covertly communicating with other prisoners, building a coalition of various species. Each prisoner brought different strengths and knowledge to the table, creating a diverse and formidable group. Plans were whispered through the cells, strategies were formed, and hope began to flicker among the captives. In the dimly lit cells of the Krell warship, the prisoners forged unlikely alliances. The humans quickly adapted to their new companions, learning about their cultures and skills. Zara, the fierce warrior from the Rital civilization, became a key ally, sharing her extensive knowledge of the Krell. We've studied the Krell for centuries, Zara explained. Their strength lies in their organization and technology, but they're not invincible. Their arrogance blinds them to the potential of their prisoners. Morgan nodded, taking in her words. We need to hit them where it hurts, disrupt their operations, and create enough chaos to escape. The human crew and their new allies began to exchange knowledge and tactics. Grek and other aliens taught the humans about the Krell's weaknesses and the ship's layout. Dr. Vasquez and Zara worked together to create makeshift tools and weapons from scavenged materials. Among the prisoners were individuals with unique skills, a telepathic being from the Voran species, a Trillin engineer who could manipulate energy fields, and Atari with unparalleled combat skills. The humans found themselves in awe of the diversity and capabilities of their new allies. During one of their clandestine meetings, the telepathic Vorin, named Lyra, approached Morgan. "Captain, I've sensed a shift in the Krell's focus. They're preparing for something big. We need to act soon." Morgan's determination solidified. "Then we move forward with the plan. Everyone knows their roles?" A chorus of affirmations echoed through the makeshift alliance. The plan was simple, yet daring. Disable the ship's primary systems, create a diversion, and commandeer a vessel to escape. Each prisoner had a specific task, and failure was not an option. The day of the escape arrived. The prisoners moved with coordinated precision, overpowering guards and disabling security systems. The Krell, caught off guard by the sudden uprising, struggled to contain the chaos. Alarms blared, and the ship shuddered as key systems were sabotaged. Captain Morgan and Zara led a group towards the hangar, where they hoped to find a ship. Blaster fire echoed through the corridors as they fought their way through. Grek and Lyra provided cover, their unique abilities proving invaluable. "There!" Zara shouted, pointing to a small, sleek vessel. "That's our way out." The group sprinted towards the ship, fending off Krell soldiers along the way. Morgan fired his blaster, taking down an advancing Krell just as they reached the ramp. "Get on board," he yelled. As the last of the prisoners boarded, Zara activated the ship's engines. The vessel lifted off, breaking free from the Krell warship and speeding into the vastness of space. "We did it," Morgan said, breathing a sigh of relief as they entered hyperspace. "But this is just the beginning," Zara replied, her expression determined. "The Krell won't stop hunting us. We need to warn your people and prepare for the battles to come." Morgan nodded, his resolve hardening. "Then let's get back to Earth and gear up for the fight of our lives." The alliance of former prisoners, now united by their shared ordeal, prepared for the next phase of their journey. Their escape was a testament to their strength and determination, but they knew the true battle against the Krell was just beginning. Utilizing their combined knowledge, the prisoners orchestrated a daring escape. The Krell ship was thrown into chaos as the captives fought their way to freedom. The Aegis crew managed to steal a Krell scout ship and fled, navigating through the treacherous regions of space. The scout ship's interior was stark and utilitarian, a stark contrast to the comfort of the Aegis. Captain Morgan took the helm, his eyes scanning the unfamiliar controls. "Dr. Vasquez, can you make sense of these systems?" Morgan asked, his voice tight with urgency. Dr. Vasquez moved quickly to the console, her fingers dancing over the alien interface. "I've studied Krell technology, but it's still going to be a challenge. We need to plot a course back to Earth." Zara stood guard at the entrance, her weapon ready. "We don't have much time. The Krell will send patrols after us." As Vasquez worked on the navigation, the rest of the crew and their alien allies prepared for potential combat. Grek and Lyra monitored the ship's sensors, watching for any signs of pursuit. "Got it," Vasquez exclaimed. "I've managed to plot a course. It's not the most efficient route, but it should get us back to Earth without running into any Krell patrols." "Good work," Morgan said, relieved. "Engage the course, and let's get moving." The ship lurched as it entered hyperspace, the stars stretching into long lines of light. The tension on board was palpable, but there was also a sense of hope. They were heading home, and with any luck, they could warn Earth and prepare for the coming battles. As the scout ship sped through space, the crew took turns resting and keeping watch. Despite their exhaustion, their spirits were buoyed by their successful escape. In the quiet moments, Morgan reflected on their journey. They had faced overwhelming odds and forged alliances with beings from across the galaxy. Their escape was a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of their makeshift crew. "We're not out of the woods yet," Zara reminded him during one of their strategy sessions. "The Krell won't give up easily. They'll be waiting for us." "I know," Morgan replied, "but we have the element of surprise. They don't know what we've learned or what we're capable of. We'll use that to our advantage." The journey back to Earth was fraught with tension, but the crew of the Aegis managed to avoid detection. When they finally approached the solar system, the sight of their home planet filled them with a renewed sense of purpose. "Home, sweet home," Lieutenant Kim murmured, a smile breaking through her exhaustion. Morgan contacted UEF Command, providing a brief summary of their ordeal and the urgent need for a meeting. The response was swift. and they were granted immediate clearance to land at the main UEF base. As the scout ship descended through Earth's atmosphere, the crew could see the bustling activity below. It was clear that the UEF had been preparing for something significant. They were greeted by Admiral Reynolds, a stern but fair leader known for his strategic acumen. His eyes widened as he saw the diverse group emerging from the Krell ship. "Captain Morgan, welcome back," Reynolds said, his tone both surprised and relieved. "And I see you've brought some interesting friends." Morgan nodded. "Admiral, these are our allies. We escaped from a Krell warship together. They've shared valuable information about the Krell's plans and technology." Reynolds motioned for them to follow. "We have much to discuss. Let's debrief and see how we can use this new information to our advantage." The group was led to a secure briefing room, where they recounted their harrowing experiences and the intelligence they had gathered. Zara provided detailed insights into the Krell's strategies and weaknesses, while Dr. Vasquez shared technical data on their technology. Reynolds listened intently, his expression growing more serious with each revelation. "This is worse than we thought. The Krell are planning a full-scale invasion." "Yes," Zara confirmed, "but they are not invincible. We've seen their vulnerabilities firsthand. With the right preparations, we can repel their attacks." The UEF leadership quickly mobilized, integrating the new information into their defense plans. Alien allies were given key roles, and the humans were trained on how to use Krell technology. The cooperation between species was unprecedented, marking a new era of intergalactic unity. As preparations intensified, the Aegis crew took a moment to reunite with their families and share their incredible journey. But even in these moments of respite, they knew that the real battle was yet to come. Morgan stood with his crew, watching the bustling activity around them. "We've come a long way, but we're not done yet. The Krell are coming, and we'll be ready for them." His words resonated with everyone present. The unity and determination forged in the crucible of their shared ordeal would be the key to their survival. The fight for Earth, and for the freedom of countless other worlds, was about to begin. The Krell launched their first attack on a human colony. UEF forces, now equipped with advanced technology shared by Zara and other allies, mounted a formidable defense. Captain Morgan led the charge, turning the tide of battle. The first target was the colony on New Horizons, a lush planet on the fringes of human-settled space. It was a vital agricultural hub, and its loss would have been a severe blow to Earth's food supply. The Krell arrived with a massive fleet, their ships blotting out the stars as they descended on the colony. "Enemy ships incoming," Lieutenant Kim reported, her voice steady despite the tension. "Activate defense systems and scramble the fighters," Morgan ordered. "We need to hold them off until reinforcements arrive." The colony's defenses sprang to life, laser cannons and missile batteries targeting the descending Krell ships. The sky lit up with explosions as the first wave of Krell fighters was intercepted by UEF forces. The ground forces, a mix of human soldiers and alien allies, prepared to repel any Krell that made it to the surface. Morgan, Zara, and the crew of the Aegis took command of the main defensive line. The battle was fierce and chaotic, with blaster fire and explosions creating a hellish landscape. The Krell's advanced technology and relentless aggression were matched by the UEF's determination and the surprising effectiveness of their alien allies. Among the defenders, the genetically enhanced pets of the Aegis crew played crucial roles. Rex, the highly intelligent dog, used his keen senses and agility to scout enemy positions and relay information. Pixel, the cybernetic cat, hacked into Krell systems, disrupting their communications and sabotaging their equipment. "Rex, we need eyes on that ridge," Morgan called out, pointing to a strategic high ground where Krell snipers had taken position. Rex barked in acknowledgement and darted off, weaving through the chaos with remarkable speed. Moments later he returned, guiding a squad of human and alien soldiers to flank and neutralize the snipers. Pixel, meanwhile, had infiltrated a Krell command node, her cybernetic enhancements allowing her to bypass their security protocols. She relayed critical data back to the defenders, enabling them to anticipate Krell movements and counter their strategies effectively. As the battle raged on, the tide began to turn. The defenders' coordination and resolve, bolstered by the unexpected contributions of their pets, proved too much for the Krell. The alien invaders, faced with mounting losses, began to retreat. "We've done it!" Zara exclaimed, her voice filled with both relief and exhaustion. "The Krell are pulling back." Morgan nodded, his face grim but determined. "This is just the beginning. We've won today, but they'll be back. We need to stay vigilant and continue to strengthen our defenses." The victory at New Horizons was a significant morale boost for the UEF and its allies. News of the battle spread quickly, inspiring hope and galvanizing support across the galaxy. But the war was far from over, and the Krell would undoubtedly return with even greater force. During the battle, a group of unlikely heroes emerged. The Aegis crew's pets, genetically enhanced animals designed for companionship and utility. These pets, including Rex, a highly intelligent dog, and Pixel, a cybernetic cat, played crucial roles in key operations. As the stories of their heroics spread, Rex and Pixel became symbols of the resilience and ingenuity of the UEF forces. Their contributions were not only tactical, but also psychological, boosting the morale of the troops and providing a unique edge in the fight against the Krell. After the battle, Captain Morgan and his crew were summoned to UEF headquarters for a debriefing. Admiral Reynolds greeted them with a rare smile. "You did an outstanding job out there," Reynolds said, his voice filled with genuine admiration. "The intelligence and tactics provided by your team and your unique assets were invaluable." Morgan acknowledged the praise but remained focused. "Thank you, Admiral. We were able to hold them off, but we know the Krell will be back. We need to be ready." Reynolds nodded. "Agreed. We're already working on integrating the technologies and tactics you've brought back from your escape. And as for your pets, Rex and Pixel, they've proven to be invaluable. We're considering enhancing more animals to aid in our efforts." Morgan glanced at Rex and Pixel, who were sitting attentively by his side. "They've always been part of the team. It's time others see the potential they bring." The UEF quickly began developing a program to enhance more animals, creating a core of highly trained and genetically augmented pets to assist in various roles across the military. This program, dubbed Project Guardian, aimed to replicate the success of Rex and Pixel on a larger scale. Meanwhile, the crew of the Aegis continued to work closely with their alien allies, sharing knowledge and refining their strategies. Zara, now a key military advisor, helped train UEF forces in advanced combat techniques and tactics. "Every battle we win is a step closer to peace," Zara said during a training session. "But we must remain vigilant. The Krell are relentless, and they will not stop until they are defeated completely." The bond between humans and their alien allies grew stronger with each passing day. The cultural exchange and mutual respect fostered a sense of unity that transcended species and backgrounds. Together, they formed a coalition that was more than a military alliance. It was a beacon of hope for a galaxy under threat. As preparations for the next Krell attack continued, the crew of the Aegis found themselves at the forefront of the fight. They had become legends in their own right, their actions inspiring others to join the cause and stand against the Krell. Rex and Pixel, the unlikely heroes, became symbols of this new era of cooperation and resilience. Their bravery and intelligence exemplified the potential within all beings, proving that even the smallest creatures could make a significant impact in the battle for freedom and survival. The war against the Krell was far from over, but with every victory, the coalition grew stronger and more determined. The stage was set for an epic struggle that would decide the fate of countless worlds, and the heroes of the Aegis were ready to lead the charge. Realizing the Krell threat extended beyond Earth, the UEF called for a galactic council. Representatives from various alien civilizations gathered to discuss forming a coalition against the Krell. Tensions were high, but the need for unity prevailed. The council was held on Arcturus Prime, a neutral planet known for its diplomatic gatherings. The Grand Hall was a stunning blend of architecture from countless species, a testament to the diverse cultures of the galaxy. As Captain Morgan and his crew arrived, They were awed by the sight of so many different beings coming together. Admiral Reynolds took the podium first. "Esteemed representatives, thank you for answering our call. The Krell are a threat to all of us. Alone, we are vulnerable. Together, we are strong." Whispers and murmurs filled the room as delegates from various species debated among themselves. The representatives from the Rital, Voron, Zolth, and others sat alongside humans, their expressions a mix of skepticism and determination. Zara stepped forward, her presence commanding attention. "The Krell have ravaged my people for centuries. We have knowledge and experience in fighting them, but we need your help. This is not just a human problem, it is a galactic one." A reptilian delegate from the Tari stood. "How can we trust each other? Our histories are filled with conflicts and betrayals. What guarantees do we have that this alliance will hold?" Morgan spoke next, his voice steady and clear. "Trust is built through action. We propose a joint operation, a demonstration of our ability to work together. If we succeed, it will prove that this alliance can hold." After hours of deliberation, the Council agreed. The Coalition would launch a mission to liberate a Krell-occupied planet, Vega 3, a strategic location with rich resources and a significant Krell presence. Success would solidify the alliance and provide a critical foothold in the war. With the Coalition formed, a massive operation to liberate the Krell's conquered territories began. Captain Morgan and his crew, including their extraordinary pets, were at the forefront of the mission. Battles raged across the stars. The Coalition fleet, a dazzling array of ships from numerous species, converged on Vega 3. The Krell, caught off guard by the sudden unity of their enemies, scrambled to mount a defense. The space above the planet became a deadly battleground, with ships weaving and firing in a chaotic dance of destruction. "Shields up! All fighters, engage the enemy," Morgan commanded from the bridge of the Aegis, now upgraded with the latest alien technology. Rex and Pixel were integrated into the command structure, providing critical support. Rex monitored enemy movements and relayed tactical data, while Pixel hacked into Krell systems, causing havoc and confusion. As the fleet battled in space, ground forces prepared for the assault. The combined might of human soldiers and alien warriors descended upon the planet's surface. Zara led the charge, her fierce determination inspiring those around her. "Move in, secure the landing zones, and push forward," she shouted, her voice cutting through the din of battle. The terrain of Vega 3 was harsh and unforgiving, with dense forests and jagged mountains. The Krell had fortified their positions, using the natural landscape to their advantage. The Coalition forces faced heavy resistance, but their resolve was unshakable. Grek, with his extensive knowledge of Krell tactics, guided the ground troops through the most treacherous areas. Lyra, using her telepathic abilities, coordinated attacks and provided critical intelligence on enemy positions. In one of the fiercest engagements, Morgan and his team found themselves pinned down by a Krell artillery position. The situation seemed dire until Rex darted forward using his agility to navigate the battlefield. With precise coordination from Pixel, who had hacked the Krell's targeting systems, Rex planted explosives that took out the artillery. The explosion rocked the battlefield, and the Coalition forces surged forward, taking advantage of the disruption. The Krell lines began to crumble under the relentless assault. As the battle for Vega 3 raged, the Coalition forces pressed their advantage. Despite the formidable Krell defenses, the unity and coordination of the allied species proved to be a decisive factor. The combined efforts of the human soldiers, alien warriors, and their extraordinary pets created an unstoppable force. Morgan and Zara led a daring assault on the main Krell command center. The facility was heavily guarded, with Krell soldiers entrenched in fortified positions. The approach was fraught with danger, but the Coalition had a plan. "Hit them hard and fast," Morgan ordered. "We need to take out their command structure to break their hold on this planet." The Coalition forces launched a multi-pronged attack. As ground troops engaged the Krell defenders, a team of elite operatives infiltrated the command center. Grek, using his knowledge of Krell technology, disabled the security systems, allowing the team to penetrate deep into the facility. Inside, they faced fierce resistance. Krell soldiers, desperate to defend their stronghold, fought with brutal tenacity. But the coalition forces were relentless. Zara, wielding her energy blade with deadly precision, led the charge through the labyrinthine corridors. In the heart of the command center, they encountered the Krell commander, a massive and imposing figure. The battle was intense, with blaster fire and energy blades clashing in a furious melee. Rex and Pixel played crucial roles, providing tactical support and creating distractions that allowed their team to gain the upper hand. With a final decisive strike, Zara defeated the Krell commander. The command center fell silent and the remaining Krell forces began to retreat, their morale shattered. "We did it," Morgan said, breathing heavily. "Vega 3 is ours." The liberation of Vega 3 was a turning point in the war against the Krell. The coalition had proven its strength and unity, and the successful operation inspired hope across the galaxy. The alliance was solidified, and the momentum shifted in favor of the coalition forces. As the dust settled, Morgan and his team stood on the battlefield, surveying the aftermath. The victory was hard-won, but it was only the beginning. The war against the Krell was far from over, and the coalition faced many challenges ahead. But for now, they celebrated their triumph and the bonds that had been forged in the crucible of battle. The heroes of the Aegis and their extraordinary pets had become legends, their names synonymous with courage and resilience. And as the coalition forces prepared for the next phase of the war, they did so with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The liberation of Vega 3 marked the dawn of a new era. The galaxy had united against a common foe, and together they would fight for their freedom and their future. As the coalition pushed deeper into Krell territory, a betrayal threatened to undo their progress. A high-ranking officer within the UEF had been secretly working with the Krell. The discovery of this treachery led to a desperate race against time to prevent a catastrophic sabotage. Captain Morgan and his crew were aboard the Aegis, en route to a critical coalition base on Proxima Centauri. The atmosphere was tense. They had received intelligence that the Krell were planning a major counterattack. As they approached the base, a distress signal came through. "This is Admiral Reynolds. We have a situation. Report to the command center immediately," the transmission crackled. The Aegis landed, and Morgan, Zara, and the rest of the crew hurried to the command center. Inside, they found Admiral Reynolds and other coalition leaders in a heated discussion. "We've intercepted communications indicating a planned sabotage," Reynolds explained. "Someone within our ranks is feeding information to the Krell." Morgan's eyes narrowed. "Do we know who?" Reynolds nodded grimly. "Commander Ethan Harrington. He's been with us since the beginning, but we have evidence he's been compromised." A collective gasp filled the room. Harrington was well respected, known for his strategic mind and leadership. The idea that he was a traitor was almost unthinkable. "We need to move quickly," Zara said. "If Harrington is working with the Krell, we must neutralize him before he can execute their plans." A task force was assembled to apprehend Harrington. Morgan and Zara led the team, accompanied by Rex and Pixel, who had proven indispensable in previous missions. They moved swiftly through the corridors of the base, tension mounting with each step. They found Harrington in the communications room, attempting to send a transmission. As the team burst in, he drew his weapon, a look of desperation and defiance in his eyes. "Harrington, stand down," Morgan commanded. "You don't understand," Harrington spat. "The Krell offered a way out, a chance to save myself. They're too powerful. We can't win." "You've betrayed everyone who trusted you," Zara said, her voice cold. "You've endangered countless lives." Harrington's hand shook, but he didn't lower his weapon. Just as he was about to fire, Rex lunged, disarming him with a swift bite to his wrist. Pixel, meanwhile, disabled the transmission device, preventing any further communication with the Krell. Harrington was taken into custody, but the damage was done. The Krell knew of the Coalition's plans and were preparing to strike. The betrayal had put everyone at risk, and there was little time to waste. The Aegis crew, their alien allies, and their remarkable pets became legendary figures in the Coalition. Stories of their bravery and ingenuity spread, inspiring countless others. The final push against the Krell was imminent. With Harrington's betrayal exposed, the Coalition worked tirelessly to fortify their defenses and adapt their strategies. The Krell were massing for an all-out assault on the Coalition's stronghold on Terra Prime, a planet strategically positioned to control access to several vital star systems. The Coalition forces gathered at Terra Prime, their ships forming an impressive fleet that filled the skies. On the ground, troops from countless species prepared for battle, their resolve strengthened by the tales of the Aegis crew's heroics. As the Krell fleet approached, Captain Morgan addressed the Coalition forces. "Today we stand united against a common enemy. The Krell have brought fear and destruction to our worlds, but we will not let them win. We fight for our homes, our families, and our future. Let's show them what we're made of." A resounding cheer erupted from the assembled troops. The Coalition was ready to make their stand. The battle for Terra Prime was epic in scale. The Krell attacked with their usual ferocity, but the Coalition forces were prepared. Zara led a contingent of elite warriors, cutting through Krell lines with precision and determination. Grek and Lyra coordinated the defense, using their unique abilities to counter the Krell's strategies. In the sky, the Aegis led the charge, its advanced systems and skilled crew giving it an edge over the Krell warships. Morgan directed the battle from the bridge, his calm demeanor inspiring confidence in those around him. Rex and Pixel played crucial roles once again. Rex's keen senses and quick thinking saved countless lives, while Pixel's hacking skills disrupted Krell communications and disabled key systems. The pets had become symbols of the Coalition's resilience and ingenuity. As the battle raged on, a critical moment arrived. The Krell had deployed a massive superweapon capable of destroying entire planets. The Coalition needed to disable it before it could be fired. Morgan and Zara led a daring assault on the weapons command center. They fought their way through waves of Krell soldiers, their progress slow but steady. Rex and Pixel were at their side, their presence a constant source of support. Inside the command center, they faced the Krell commander, a formidable adversary who had been orchestrating the invasion. The fight was intense, with blaster fire and energy blades clashing in a deadly dance. Just as it seemed the Krell commander had the upper hand, Rex darted forward, distracting him long enough for Zara to deliver a decisive strike. The commander fell, and the Coalition forces moved to disable the superweapon. With the weapon neutralized, the tide of battle turned. The Krell, demoralized and leaderless, began to retreat. The Coalition forces pressed their advantage, driving the Krell back and securing victory. The battle for Terra Prime was won, and the Coalition stood victorious. The heroics of the Aegis crew and their allies had turned the tide of the war. They had proven that unity and determination could overcome even the most formidable adversaries. As the dust settled, the Coalition celebrated their hard-won victory. Morgan, Zara, and their team were hailed as heroes, their names becoming legends across the galaxy. The war against the Krell was far from over, but this victory marked a turning point. The Coalition had shown that they could stand against the Krell and win. The heroes of the Aegis had become symbols of hope and resilience. Their bravery and ingenuity had inspired a new era of cooperation and determination. As they prepared for the battles yet to come, they did so with the knowledge that they were not alone. The galaxy had united against a common foe, and together they would fight for their freedom and their future. In the heart of Krell space, the Coalition faced the Krell's ultimate weapon, a planet-sized fortress. The battle was intense, with heavy casualties on both sides. Captain Morgan, Zara, and the rest of the Aegis crew led a daring assault to destroy the fortress from within. The Coalition fleet assembled at the edge of the Krell's home system. The sight of the massive planet-sized fortress, bristling with weapons and surrounded by countless Krell ships, was daunting. But the Coalition was determined to end the Krell threat once and for all. "Look at that thing," Lieutenant Kim murmured, her eyes wide. "It's like a planet of death." "Stay focused," Morgan said, his voice steady. "We've faced worse odds before. We'll find a way to bring it down." The plan was simple but risky, a multi-pronged assault targeting the fortress's main power generators and key defensive systems. The Aegis would lead a team of elite strike ships, while ground forces would infiltrate the fortress to sabotage it from within. As the battle began, the Coalition fleet engaged the Krell ships, drawing their attention and creating an opening for the strike teams. The Aegis weaved through the chaos, dodging enemy fire and delivering punishing blows with its advanced weaponry. "Hold steady," Morgan ordered. "We need to get in close." Rex and Pixel were integrated into the assault plan. Rex would assist in navigating the labyrinthine interior of the fortress, while Pixel would hack into its systems to disable defenses and provide critical support. They breached the outer defenses and landed on the surface of the fortress. The ground team, consisting of Morgan, Zara, Grek, Lyra, and other elite operatives, moved swiftly through the fortress's corridors, encountering heavy resistance. "This way," Grek shouted, leading them through a hidden passage he had discovered. As they fought their way deeper into the fortress, they encountered the Krell's elite guards, genetically enhanced warriors with formidable combat skills. The battle was fierce, but the coalition forces pressed on, driven by their determination to end the Krell threat. In the heart of the fortress, they reached the main power generators. Pixel, with her hacking abilities, disabled the security systems, allowing the team to plant explosives. "Get clear," Zara ordered as the timers were set. They retreated, but the Krell were relentless. In a final, desperate stand, the team fought off waves of attackers. Rex and Pixel played crucial roles, with Rex tackling and incapacitating Krell soldiers and Pixel providing real-time tactical support. The explosives detonated, sending shockwaves through the fortress. The power generators were destroyed, and the fortress began to crumble. The coalition fleet, seizing the opportunity, intensified their assault, targeting the now vulnerable structure. "Mission accomplished," Morgan said, his voice filled with relief. "Let's get out of here." They made their way back to the Aegis, which lifted off just as the fortress began to collapse. The coalition forces withdrew, watching as the once mighty Krell stronghold was reduced to rubble. With the Krell fortress destroyed, the tide of war turned in favor of the coalition. The remaining Krell forces retreated, and peace began to take shape. Humanity and its allies stood victorious, but weary. The victory at the Krell fortress marked a significant turning point. The coalition, now unified and battle-hardened, launched a series of offensives to reclaim territories previously lost to the Krell. The momentum was firmly in their favor. "Reports are coming in from all fronts," Admiral Reynolds announced at a coalition briefing. "The Krell are retreating. Their hold on our worlds is breaking." The news was met with cheers and applause. The coalition had fought long and hard, and now victory was within their grasp. Captain Morgan and his crew were hailed as heroes. Their daring assault on the Krell fortress had been the key to turning the tide of the war. They were celebrated across the galaxy, their names becoming synonymous with courage and resilience. The coalition continued to press their advantage, liberating world after world from Krell occupation. The Krell, once thought invincible, were now on the defensive, their empire crumbling under the relentless pressure. Amidst the celebrations, plans for a lasting peace began to take shape. The coalition members, united by their shared struggle, worked to establish a new era of cooperation and mutual respect. "We have proven that we are stronger together," Zara said during a peace summit. "Let us build on this unity and ensure that the sacrifices made were not in vain." Morgan nodded in agreement. "The Krell underestimated us. They thought we were weak because we were divided. But we showed them what true strength is, unity and determination. The war had ended, but the galaxy was forever changed. The bonds forged in battle became the foundation for a new era of cooperation and exploration. The crew of the Aegis, their alien friends and their legendary pets embarked on new adventures, leaving behind a legacy of unity and courage. With the Krell threat neutralized, the galaxy turned its attention to rebuilding and exploration. The coalition, now a formal alliance known as the Galactic Union, worked to ensure that the horrors of the war would never be repeated. Captain Morgan and his crew returned to Earth as heroes. They were honored in a grand ceremony, their actions celebrated by all of humanity. But even as they basked in the accolades, they knew their work was far from over. "We've achieved so much, but there's still more to do," Morgan said to his crew. "There are countless worlds out there, and we have the opportunity to explore them and build something truly remarkable." The Aegis was refitted for exploration, equipped with the latest technology from their alien allies. Rex and Pixel, now legends in their own right, continued to serve alongside their human companions, their bond stronger than ever. The first mission of the newly formed Galactic Union was to chart unexplored regions of space, seeking out new civilizations and potential allies. The spirit of exploration, tempered by the lessons of the war, guided their journey. As the Aegis set out on its new mission, the crew looked to the stars with a sense of hope and wonder. They had faced unimaginable challenges and emerged victorious. Now, they were ready to embrace the future and the endless possibilities it held. The galaxy, once divided by fear and conflict, was now united in a common purpose. The legacy of the heroes of the Aegis, their courage, their ingenuity, and their unyielding spirit, would inspire generations to come. The new dawn had arrived, and with it, the promise of a brighter, more united galaxy. The adventures of the Aegis crew were far from over, and their legend would continue to grow as they charted the unknown and forged new paths among the stars.